Tuesday's footy news for you on afl.com.au. Lots happening around the country today, and let's start with Adelaide, where coach Brenton Sanderson says the club won't be taking any chances with its 3 times concussed star Kurt Tippett. Let's have a listen to what he had to say on Melbourne radio this morning.
Well, he's on his way to Melbourne to visit a neurosurgeon who specialises in sporting concussions. It's important to just get as much information as we can to make the correct decision with Kurt. And my sort of gut feel is that he wouldn't play this week, but he'd certainly play the week after.
Geelong host the Crows on Saturday and will offset the suspension of Matthew Scarlett with the return of key trio Jimmy Bartel, Alan Christensen and David Wojcinski. And in further good news, Chris Scott expects Steve Johnson to overcome a groin complaint.
We're still really optimistic that he'll be available to play. I'm not prepared to guarantee that he'll play, but our medical staff made a terrific decision to sub him last week, and we're hopeful that that decision will mean that he'll be available this week.
On the eve of his 200th game, and with speculation mounting that he's bound for GWS, Brendan Goddard today gave the strongest indication yet that he'll remain a Saint.
As I've said all along, we've been in constant talks with the footy club, and they're the discussions we're having at the minute, so I think it's pretty clear my intentions. I've said all along as well that I'm happy where I am, and I'm honoured and privileged to be or play 200 games for St Kilda Footy Club.
And the 27-year-old believes that conjecture over his future hasn't been the reason for a drop in form.
I think I've dealt with it pretty well. As I said, there's been no real issues whatsoever, so at no point am I using an excuse or anything for my performance, if that's what you're leading to.
In the wake of the chicken wing saga, Chris Judd has admitted that he's learned to deal with the scrutiny that comes with having one of the game's biggest profiles.
There's millions of people who spend a lot of their time judging how I live my life, from how I play the game to what investment decisions I make, to what clothes I wear, to how I speak in public. And I won't say that I don't care what those millions of people and the judgments they come to, but if I got too involved in each and every one of those judgments, my brain would explode.
And in another blow to the Blues' finals aspirations, the Carlton skipper also revealed key defender Lockie Henderson's season is over due to groin surgery. Collingwood were out and about this morning, raising awareness for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, where coach Nathan Buckley stressed his Magpies will be in trouble if they take a charitable mood into Saturday's clash with bottom-of-the-table Giants.
They've been competitive and been around sides in the first half of games. So that's what we'll look at, and we anticipate that they'll play with some real energy and enthusiasm, and we need to match that and play our footy.
Despite poor form, Twin Towers' Travis Cloke and Chris Dawes seem certain to retain their spots, but a return for Alan Didak looks set to be delayed by at least another week.
He played 65% game time, which was encouraging. He's still got a little way to go, but clearly getting out and running around on a footy field is a great step for him. Unfortunately, we have a bye in our VFL this week, so we've got a bit of thinking to do about what the next step in his program is.
Someone who definitely is returning from injury is Freo young gun Nathan Fyfe. The 20-year-old is over shoulder concerns and will make the trip to Adelaide to face the Power on Sunday.
Oh, he adds a lot. He's probably one of our best clearance players, and he's a really strong player in there, a strong competitor.
Rebuild is a dirty word at the Whitten Oval if the attitude of Western Bulldogs skipper Matthew Boyd is anything to go by. The Dogs have slumped to 15th, but Boyd balked at suggestions the club was undergoing a rebuilding process under first-year coach Brendan McCartney.
No, I don't think it's a rebuild. I think we're learning a new way to play, and I think we're developing. But it's certainly not a rebuild, and we'd love to be winning more games. There's no doubt about that. But it's not about rebuilding. It's about learning a new way to play, developing, and trying to, as I've said earlier, trying to develop those standards that'll take us forward.
And Richmond youngster Brandon Ellis is the round 17 NAB AFL Rising Star. The 18-year-old revealing a mid-season heart-to-heart with coach Damien Hardwick was the catalyst behind his recent good form.
I gave him a call. I want to improve. How do I do that? And went into his office and he told me what I need to do. And I think I'm succeeding slowly.
So you initiated that?
Yes, I did.
Why did you do that?
Because I was sick of just being kind of that little average player. I wanted to take my game to the new level.
That's all the news for now. Demon Liam Jurra up before the courts in Alice Springs again today, and his teammate Jeremy Howe, along with Richmond's Stephen Morris, facing the tribunal tonight. Keep clicking back to afl.com.au for all the news as it happens.